Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Says MPP should let us speak. Their strategies have been shunned, and now the Ghanaians are fully awakened. They want us to be wandering with their greedy and pointless evil acts. They should give us a breathing space. We are now enjoying democracy. And he concludes by saying, NDC forever. Engineer, good morning.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to my big brother. You know, it's just when I see Mr. London, I remember banter that has been up to 20 plus years old about the virtues of and vices of both political traditions. Uncle Kwesi is a witness. We've been going on since actually you are a witness. It's been going on since Radio Go. But let me ask Justin Kodua a very interesting question. Has he now realized that bail conditions are stringent? Did he realize it today, yesterday? What day? Senator, I'm still on bail. Should I go on? I'm still on bail. Are you surprised?
No.
I'm still on bail. 8 years on, I'm still on bail. You are talking about bail conditions. You see, listen, let me give people like Justin Godwin a piece of advice. You're a lawyer. Right? I know the law profession has become cheap these days. People can learn on social media and go and get law degrees. Okay? It has become very cheap. But spare us the pain that some of us have been through. Not just me, some people in this country have been through. You were in this country when young people, because they demonstrated, were thrown into police cells on remand. They weren't even given bail conditions, they were remanded for demonstrating. And you dare sit in a press conference and talk about bail conditions. Are you nuts?
A constitutional right.
Are you crazy? Those young people, they don't have constitutional rights, eh? Dr. Dumako, they don't. Where were you when that was happening? Did you open your mouth? Or were you afraid, as usual?
You know me, I speak my mind.
I don't remember you speaking your mind. If you spoke your mind, remind me.
You didn't follow me.
I follow you all the
That's why I
time.
said that those wrongs
Doc,
doesn't mean we should perpetuate.
Doc, that is your excuse. I heard it from Richard Ayaba yesterday. But I can also tell you the fable of little leopards becoming big leopards. And big leopards kill. The judges that you put in position yesterday to do your political bidding are the same judges who are there. They haven't changed. The security apparatus in this country. How many NDC people have been employing the security apparatus? I can tell you that at FIC I'm the only employee. So nothing has changed. I can tell you that at Ioku, Raymond Archer and Benindego are the only employees, new employees. I can tell you NIB. I can tell you national security. I could go on and on. Signals, Ataba, I can go on and on and on. So don't tell us about bail conditions. And as a lawyer who passed his law exams, didn't graduate on Sunday and didn't take his father's certificate to law school, you should know that you should go to the court and go and bury the bail damn conditions. Go before the same judge. If the same judge doesn't do it, go to the appellate court. If the appellate court don't give you, go to the Supreme Court until you get what you want. Because there are changing scenes of law in this country. So don't sit here and pretend. Because it's odious. And some of us were being arrested tens of times. Did you hear anybody? Anybody talking? You people arrested Dr. Spielgabra. Dr. Spielgabra. You arrested him. Because he had an early child disabled learning, what do you call it? Charity. And you said he had stolen money. Uncle Kwesi, you know Dr. Spielgabra very, very well. Dr. Spielgabra has been a minister in this country since 1985. Dr. Spielgabra, indeed, he was instrumental in bringing the first United States president to visit this country. Dr. Spielgabra was the one who worked on it. That time he was ambassador to the US. He went and arrested him. This same Mustafa Hamid, who's in trouble today, go and ask Alex Mood how many times he was arrested. Did you hear him complaining? You see, let's live in this country and let us not behave like we don't know what has happened in the past. And when I say the past, I'm talking about a year and a half ago. Those children were put in jail a year and a half ago. Some of them can be your children. The likes of Felicity, they can be your children. Indeed. You people arrested an 8-year-old. Am I lying? Did you talk?
I'll wait.
You arrested an 8-year-old. Senna, am I lying?
No.
So what are you? You see, today, many of you are complaining about the behavior of the likes of Abronye. In 2017, when Abronye was running riot with gangs, seizing people's cars, all of you were quiet. I'm telling you about little lepers becoming big lepers. Today, many of you are upset with Kennedy Agyapong. Am I lying? When Kennedy, you, I'm talking about you. When Kennedy Agyapong, when Kennedy, no, because you're afraid. I'm talking for you.
I'm not a pharaoh.
Who's
I'm not a pharaoh. Don't box me in those. That one there. Not me.
Doc.
I'm a liberated mind.
You'll be liberated because they're taking your seat off you. It's okay.
Oh.
No. You see? And you know I'm speaking. I'm speaking in generic terms. So don't try and assume what I'm saying.
I'll let you finish and then I'll come out.
When Kennedy Agyapong was calling on gas and airways to be beaten up in this country, many of you kept quiet. And those of you who dared to speak up, you were quickly cut off. Am I like? When we talk about people who have contributed to the NPP winning power, but they're sitting here. The people who campaign for Kufuor to win power, he's one of them. Name 20 people who worked hard, went everywhere without anybody even knowing, manned polling stations. He's one of them. But because he doesn't behave like a boorish buffoon, they didn't mind him. Right? They rather ended up excommunicating him and giving him a letterhead that he should complain. But some people like him have their dignity. So they will not come and sell their dignity for position. I said we had for almost a quarter of a century. And I kept telling him, I said, my brother, and indeed we are in the same profession. He's a surveyor, I'm an engineer. So we have had a lot of conversations about all kinds of things. And I told him that, look, these people, when they come to power, this is what they'll do to you. You know why? Because he's gentle. He's not swashbuckling. He doesn't cut and slash. If he was behaving like Kennedy Agyapong, like by now we'll be talking about what he has stolen. Because if he was behaving like Abronye, he would have been talking about the millions that he has spent. Maybe he would also have been on bail. But because he respects himself, some people will rather stand up for what they believe in and die standing than live on their knees. Another of them is sitting right here. When he told us that the IMF will never take us anywhere, we arrested him. I was in Form 3 at the time. Today I'm 57 years old, so you do the maths. If he could see it then, why didn't we see it at the time? When he told us that the Bretton Woods institutions will not take us anywhere, and we sold all our factories, because those factories had a very, very, very strategic thinking behind it. It was to provide jobs in certain areas, comparative advantage, so that the young people will not go and do galamsey. If a Bossy glass factory was still there today, would the young people be doing galamsey? If the Bonsa Tire factory was there today, would the young people be doing galamsey? All those Gihok industries, if they were there today, would the young people not get up? You see, let's understand that we are not where we are by accident. It is by design. So let me come to LI 2462, where a government, a president, goes to parliament and enacts a law that allows he to determine who enters forest reserves and breaches the forest reserve to mine gold. What do you think the premise behind enacting that law is? I'll tell you what it is. Party Yasika. And indeed, Professor Fimpong has told us all you need to do is go and read this report. He has told us that the reason behind what they did was so that the party could go and mine gold and make money. Indeed, we have heard the tips. So you don't have to go far to understand why they did what they did. And that is why we ended up with stories like Akunta mining. And you see, when people like Justin Kodia talk, they forget that the person who found Untumi in breach of the mining law is Abronye. Am I lying?
True.
Wasn't Abronye? And what did the president subsequently do? Mr. Lomote, what did he do? He came out and said, Akunta mining has not done any illegal mining. So if Abronye had been allowed to deal with Untumi, maybe he wouldn't even have been before a court right now. Maybe they would have cleared him to pay a fine. Tell me if what I'm saying is not true. The first person who found Untumi in breach of the mining law was their home minister. And of course, let's stop pretending that when you, a minister appointed by a president, come out and say something, the president comes out and contravenes what you are saying, you will then go up and say, Mr. President, I disagree with you. Of course you can say that. Because you serve under him. Anna Megwa. We were here. All here. When several things went on under this what do you call that task force? The mining task force. What was the name?
No. Oh, okay. Which one?
The mining task force. The
Vanguard.
No, it's not Vanguard. They had a name. Interministerial whatever.
Okay.
The secretary was filmed collecting money. Am I lying? The minister's voice was heard on tape. There was a commission of inquiry. Where's the report? Remind me if there was even a white paper issued on it, let alone there being, I think somewhere along the line, the secretary to the president, came up and said, disagree with the report. That's it. And then you are sitting here telling me about bail conditions. Really? Bail conditions. We sat here around this table sometimes and complained about the indiscriminate use of force. Let me start with what happened to Sam George. We all saw a member of parliament being beaten up by members of a so-called security force who were in police vehicles being supervised by a serving police officer to assault an MP. We had a commission of inquiry. Which commission of inquiry consisted of a now Supreme Court judge, a former IGP appointed under President Kufuor, and a former head of Shraj. Those three people came out with a report and recommended that certain things happen. Agyapong came out and said the government disagrees with what they said. That was it. When at least one of them was interviewed at the commission, he said he had 3 weeks security training. He used to sell phones. No, remember? Okay. 3 weeks security training. A phone seller, nobody knows his educational background, qualified him to go and assault a member of parliament in a police truck supervised by a trained police commander. And he said we disagree with the report. So my good uncle Kwati Agyapong, a lawyer, former IGP, didn't know what he was writing. The former Shraj commissioner didn't know what he was writing. Madam Henrietta Mensah-Bonsu, who is acknowledged as being one of the finest jurists this country has ever produced, she's still on the Supreme Court. She didn't know what she was writing. But Agyapong, nobody knows when he passed law school. He said that government didn't agree with what he said. Right? And that was okay. And I remember we are sitting there talking about bail conditions. Really? No, wait.
How it works.
We were here in this country. You see, I could go on. If you give me the rest of the today, I can go day after day after day. Hold on. We were here. Do you this one is funny. Do you remember when we were told just before the MPP went out of power that famous case of the midnight jurisprudence where the then majority leader went to court and within 5 minutes he had assembled a Supreme Court jury? What were we told by the government? What were we told? You see, let's stop pretending, because it's not washing. The young people in this country are very angry. The young people in this country are very upset about the kind of governance that they have seen. And if we are all not careful, we will be swept away with a certain kind of tsunami, a political tsunami. Now, dog, you will be sitting in your office taking care of people and they will come for you. I'll be sitting in my house watching Liverpool play Man City and they will come for me. They will not discriminate because they will say you for what you did and you for what you didn't do. Let's stop this, because as soon as you people came to opposition, you started realizing that bail conditions were stringent.
So that begs my question.
Look, you know what to do.
No. Oh, I don't mind.
My only point.
You are asking that
My only point
the
is
same old adage. You see, you people, if Jesus Christ knew,
get it right.
If Jesus Christ
If
knew,
we were wrong, get it right.
if Jesus Christ knew about you people and your tendencies, he would never have said that if somebody slaps you on the other side, give the other side to you. Because Jesus assumed at the time that people had shame. You people have no shame. That's the reason why you can ever even get up and a lawyer like Justin Kodria, somebody who I can get a program today and say, Justin, please go and represent me in court, can pretend like he doesn't know that you can go to court to vary the bail conditions. When Abronye, wait. When Abronye was put on remand by a judge and we all disagreed with it, was it not the current Attorney General who went to court and stopped it? So why are you talking about bail conditions when you know that you can go to court and go and vary the conditions of that bail? And most likely than not, indeed, in this country, there's a human rights court. Go there. So, Doc, that you people, your adage of that doesn't work when you are in power.
Why don't you have the power?
No, I said, for you people come up and when you assume power,
we've paid for the sin by losing.
Hold on. When you come to power, then you exercise different strata, levels of capriciousness. We were ruled by a so-called human rights lawyer between 2017 and 2024. 8 people died in the election of 2020. You know what he said in his inaugural speech? Go and check the parliamentary answer. He said we only lost 8 lives. This is the same person who said that even if a chicken dies in his pursuit of the presidency, he doesn't want to be president. You see, some of us have the receipts. Me, I can quote it to you like Owusu Bempa on giving a prophecy. I can quote everything they said to you just like that because I am interested. Were you in this country when the immediate past president said that if a chicken dies, he doesn't want to be president? And then the same person, the 8 people who died, that 50-year-old who was shot, my friend Abbas, who was murdered after 3 weeks before he married his fiancée, were you people able to institute an inquiry into the deaths? Did you even bother? They're talking about bail conditions. My pressure will rise. It's okay.
Thank you very much. Doc, please, you know what to do. So just note what he said, that you have reservations with Mr. Preston. So when we are done, if you want, I can start with you on the next topic to raise these issues. Okay. So let me go to some of the comments that you're sending to us via WhatsApp. This one is from Jabo from Tama West, who says, good morning. I'm always angered with this slogan from the so-called learned friends, innocent until proven guilty. Do we arrest and charge innocent people? No. Do we arrest and charge guilty people? Yes, because the law only goes to arrest those caught in an act of criminality or about to, or believed to be involved in or supporting such. Do we pronounce judgment before raising charges? No. We raise charges first, and the charges don't praise the victim, but projects him as an offender first. So the accused offender now goes to court to prove his innocence. No. therefore he is guilty until proven innocent. No. He is innocent until proven guilty. This one you've written is not accurate. He is innocent until proven guilty. We refuse to be deceived continually with this falsehood in the name of law. This is Rutherford, who says, it is very worrying and painful to see what we are experiencing today, that people in the place of power can't do the right thing at their time, unless another person comes to power to deal with the corruption that has happened before. This is the reason why we are getting nowhere in this country, because of the hypocrisy in this country. We are all very much aware that wrong is wrong. We must remember that we are all going to give an account to God. Whether we believe in God or not, we shall stand before the judgment seat of God. Rutherford sent that. There's Roland who says, please, I think the Galamsey Hospital should be managed by soldiers as DCs with the rank of colonel. Well, that's from Roland's suggestion. Prince Duzo says, MPP as a political party should not think that the country Ghana belongs to them. What do they mean? That there should be favorable bail conditions for its members. And what then happens to the people who are not their members? Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, in fact, a sovereign state, is bigger than any political party. He's watching us from Tamale North. Thank you very much. This one says, today they are calling for standardization of bail conditions. Tomorrow they'll be calling for crime to be standardized. This is Kweku in La Paz, who says, one of the reasons I never vote for MPP is what they are, is that they are, he says, too dishonest. They don't tell the truth. That's Kweku, who sent that from La Paz. There's Foster Abeka, who says, I'll be highly disappointed in President Mahama, as usual, to allow some chiefs and pastors to be visiting just to plead on behalf of these accused persons. I wept yesterday after watching the Public Account Committee and the rocks in the electricity and all African games. If Mahama fails to retrieve these monies, jail these thieves, he called them, will incite the military to do good. Okay. Thank you, Foster Abeka. Koblavi Mpokwasi Bengazi, who sent this. Those politicians who think President John Mahama has weaponized Yoko to protect the corrupt politicians within his government isn't true. They should wait and see. President John Mahama's government is going to use Yoko to arrest corrupt politicians and put them in prison. President John Mahama isn't going to behave like President Akufo-Addo, who protected his corrupt ministers. Any corrupt politician won't be free under current NDC government. There's a bit more, but first let's listen to Comrade Pratt.
Please, those people who are calling for state of emergency should know that it is going to come with loss of life. When it comes, don't come back and complain. That's all I'll say.
No, I'll come to you shortly. Give me a minute. No, please.
Let me say listen, don't
I'm coming to you. That's right. I'm coming to you. So please. Please.
Selective swallowing.
Please. I'll come to you. You are next. Musa Bata says, Sena. You want? Okay.
But by the time you get to me, you are serious. I'm okay. I'm fine.
Okay.
But today,
Musa Bata says,
selective swallowing.
The reason why MPP are behaving in such a manner is that the prosecution is slow. It's becoming increasingly worrying how the OSP has been slow in handling prosecutions. Clearly explicit. There are some individuals who have squandered taxpayers' money while in office, yet the justice seems to be crawling. That's Musa Batwa in Asawasi who sent that comment. There's Hadi in Pig Farm. Hadi says, I do not think the MPP communicators listen to themselves when they speak. It's obvious that they have no shame at all. After your super incompetent substandard creator and Lucia family and friends, Nanado Baumia government has issued more than 2,000 licenses in 8 years. You want President Mahama to use 8 months to fix the mess you left behind. Inshallah, the government of President John Dramani Mahama will succeed in fighting Galamsey like how he succeeded in fighting Dumso. And no amount of propaganda by the national and the MPP will bring him down. Okay, so Mr. Landon.
The British man.
Thank you, Senator. You know, Comrade Kwesi made a profound comment. he said there should be a cautious management of the anger in the system. You see, that cautious management also implies that we shouldn't fan it. We shouldn't fuel it. We should address those real concerns. We should first of all recognize and accept that that is the situation that exists. And let that situation guide our actions and decisions and commentary. We shouldn't always necessarily be guided by what the law says, so therefore I'm doing this. But also at the back of your mind, be conscious of that reality, which I believe inspired what we are referring to about what a former Minister for National Security said. As a minister in those days, in the previous government, he knew that the government wasn't in charge of the judiciary. But the reality was that he had to draw attention to the potential of such a development because of the kind of perception it gave out. So these are real things. And it is the reality of these things that I focus on, not the politics. Yes, the law can say whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to read the politics. We've talked about bail conditions. Yes, but it is true. If the allegation is about 2 billion, how much do you expect? If you were confident, go and review. The lawyers know. You understand what I'm saying? Whether we like it or not, there's a heavy demand against for more rigorous action against Galamsey. Ghanaians are getting worried that water bodies are being poisoned. There's a threat to foodstuff production, even cocoa production, everything. The Galamsey people are becoming too boisterous. There is a strong fear. So when the situation occurs and the facts establish that yes, a member of parliament did lead a band of people to confront Naimos, those are facts. His actions led to the release of those persons who had been detained. Those are facts. So when that man goes before court, people expect that, notwithstanding the fact that he's an honorable member of parliament, he stands, that bail condition too should have reflected the mood of the people. That is my position. You see? And these are the realities. And we have to all manage it. Senna, I do not believe that we should remind ourselves of the pains. Look, many of us are walking around, we have major pains of things we have experienced. We shouldn't be reminding ourselves. It doesn't help the situation. President Kufuor's time, we had this Truth and Reconciliation. Would you believe that there were people who were arguing that some of these things that are being said are false, they're not true? Meanwhile, people are giving you their real life experience. Some of the perpetrators were there explaining why it happened, that it, and other people who were saying this can't be true, it's false. Because some of them don't know that these things went on. So we as a country have been through all this. People have been arrested when they shouldn't have been arrested. Killed. People have been killed when they shouldn't have been killed. Government in, government out. It's happened. We shouldn't justify it. We should come to a point where we should... Because, you see, there are things that give rise to these things. And if we don't address the things that give rise to these things, it will always continue. If heavy bail sentence terms are not spelled out, next time somebody is doing something, you will think twice. And when those people think twice and we have better governance, there will be less anger in the system. Nobody will be talking about bail issues. Nobody will be talking about... Because the situation would have evolved into a better situation. That is what we all aim to achieve. Not that we keep repeating the same thing and justifying and accusing and counter-accusing. It doesn't help nobody. Ghana must progress. Those countries that are making progress, you think they're busy chasing each other? When they wake up in the morning, they are thinking about what they can do to bring progress into their countries. We wake up in the morning and we are discussing MPP versus NDC and people trading insults, sending messages of insults. This doesn't progress a country. It does not. We should be discussing new developments, positive things. I mean, how is our agriculture moving? How are we? Look at what's happening in Burkina Faso. A country that doesn't have 1/10 the rain we have. The water we are destroying with our galamsey, they wish they had 1/10 of that. Yet look at the agricultural production. These are the things we should be talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So, this we are as a country, we are in a tight corner. We shouldn't underestimate it. Whether we like it or not, there are people who have put this country in a tight corner. The revelations that are coming out, they are members of the MPP. The other day I saw my good friend Koyo talking to his friend Richard Agyapong. And I could see that Richard was even shocked at some of the things that were coming out. His own party that he fiercely defending. This is the reality. So now, if certain people have done certain things, and as a consequence of which there's a certain heavy anger system out there, we all of us should deal with it in such a way that it does not explode. Look at some of the comments some people said. It's wrong. We shouldn't encourage it. We should say things that will give them hope, confidence that yes, justice will be served, the wrong should be righted, they will see progress. Then they can become comfortable that, oh, there's a big push project, or oh, the CD rate has come down. But until such time that people feel that things are being done, wrongs are being righted, no matter what is done, they will not be happy. They will not give up their best. So these are the things that we should be looking at. They are we can argue all we like. Yes, it's unfortunate. I condemn the action of any attack on anybody. Any member of parliament, member of public, military, non-military, any attack anywhere, I condemn. Why should there be an attack? But it is some of these incitements that cause these things. It shouldn't happen. You know, how many elections have we had? And on an election day, 7th December 2024, how many elections did we have? We have 44,000 polling stations. How many of those polling stations had incidents? Out of the 44,000. And then we keep talking about just from 2 or 3, and we keep repeating as though it happened in all the 44,000. I mean, let us put things in context, and when things are dealt with, let us let them pass. Then we move on. You understand what I'm saying? Because look, yes, I agree. Things were not right. Some wrong things were done, etc. But we are still a country that is admired by many of our peers on the continent. Go to Ghana, look at them. They change governments. Look at Cameroon.
Even Tunisia.
I mean, so let us look at the positives for once, and not just talk about that, you know. And look, President Mahama says he's resetting. This is the kind of reset I want to see. Let us reset this country. You know, let us move this country forward. Things have happened. It's past. Yes, it's gone. You know, Mrs. Rollins has passed. Yes, she's gone. She's done her bit. God being so good. We have Mrs. Faustina Agyapong. She's still alive. They are full around the man. I think they are still there. You know, Let us celebrate what the positive things that they too, their husbands did for Ghana. Let us consider that one as well. You know what I'm saying? Because Ghana hasn't always been that bad. We've had, look, even when we were criticizing the man, look at where Ghana was and what we were doing. Check. Yet, you know, we failed to even recognize that. There were people who served in those governments, who served Ghana in various capacities. Let us look at the positives. Let us reset things. Let's reset things. You know what I'm saying? I think that political violence and things, yes, it's happened. Let us learn the lessons of it. I commend the Interior Minister for the actions he's taking and from the way things have been done. I am confident that the way things have started, they will pursue things in a way that will make everybody satisfied. I don't think we should have any problem. Anybody who at the end of the day is not satisfied with anything, they know where to pass. They know which courts to go to, where to address their issues. So there shouldn't be a problem. You know, I think we should focus on some of the positives as well, while condemning the negatives. And anything that is condemnable is condemnable. Okay. We do not equalize. Anybody who harms you or harms him, it's the same. I won't say because you are on my right or he's on my left, so therefore. No. You understand what I'm saying? So far as I'm concerned, on the issue of these things, I mean, I'm more concerned to what Comrade has just told us. Management of that
public sentiment.
Yes. And politicians must be aware. One of the biggest problems MPP had was that they were completely deaf to public feeling at the time. Completely deaf. To the extent that when the results went the way it went, some people were shocked. How could you be shocked in such a situation? When the writing was on the wall. You understand what I'm saying? So we must all be alive to the realities for our collective good, so that we do things in a way that will bring progress and satisfaction to everybody. You know, otherwise we'll keep going back to the same thing all the time. We'll be coming backwards and forwards, It won't help us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you're just joining us, this is the Mother of All Talk Shows, Alaji and Alaji. I feel one thing to do, just to acknowledge Kiss FM 89.7 in Takra, the Shine FM, Akachi 96.9, Hills FM in Adaklo 91.7, Newasi Radio, Katekrachi 89.7, Stella Radio, Dabala 97.1, Diamond FM in Tamale on 93.7, Baya Radio in Yendi on 106.5, there's Radio Kita in Saboba on 95.7, Benya FM in Almina on 105.7, Global FM 105.1 in Ho, Zeps FM 95.9 in Zebila, True FM 92.5 in Adeso. There's Lamara FM 89.1 in Tripoli, Boem 88.7 FM in Jessica, and Lukusi 96.1 in Virgo Lukwati, Tyne FM 90.9, Sekpele 104.3 FM in Likweto, the Makpini Radio in Pando. There's Denigba Radio 90.9 FM, Uti Radio in Damba. We are live on all these radio stations. Mr. Chumwafo.
Look, Takisi.
Hold your guns.
No,
Hold your
I'm not holding anything. Justice cannot be selective. Swallowing pain cannot be for one section of the political divide only. You people, from former President Akufo-Addo to you today, have mastered the phrase "Intibe to me akotusa." Why don't you practice it when you come to power? You admitted that not all of you are like that. The problem is that an overwhelming majority of you are like that. And if an overwhelming majority of you were not like that, you wouldn't have lost your seat. That's what I'm telling you. So don't sit there and play Pontius Pilate and wash your hands and tell us only the NDC to turn the other cheek all the time. Because that's called disingenuousness. Just 2 days ago, and any of the viewers and listeners who heard Sampine at Asempa promising the NDC that on the advent of an MPP government, there will be an Iyoko office in every district. And you sit there and you tell me about swallowing. Why? Do you only swallow on one side of your throat?
He doesn't speak for all of us.
No, he speaks for an overwhelming majority of you. I'm telling you, that's why you lost your seat. If even 10% of people thought like you wouldn't have lost your seat. If 10% of people thought like my big brother Philip London, he would have been one of the best and brightest. Just ask him how many building and engineering projects he's worked on. Why wasn't he made a minister? I know he declined during the Kufuor era. So what happened subsequently? Why Kufuor doesn't know him when they were going on demonstration together? When they were sitting and eating together in Jake's house, Kufuor doesn't know him. He didn't remember him. The reason why they didn't see the writing on the wall was that they were busy stealing. And the only thing that they have now is that they want to come back and re-steal. But you see, the people of Ghana are wise to politicians. Like you. I have been at variance with my party on so many things, and sometimes people are not too happy. But it is the nature of political discourse. But I can assure you that an overwhelming majority of our party do not want to go into government and steal. We do not have people in our party who in 2017 had absolutely nothing. And in 2019, they were the largest depositors of money in Republic Bank. It doesn't exist in our party. I can assure you of that. See, that is the dichotomous relationship between the two. You are talking about Agyapong, our big brother Agyapong, and my fellow engineer being at the Rawlinson's place and forgotten about the past. Agyapong's contemporary history with your party is worse than with us. His own personal experience, because Agyapong had to escape from in the back of his car to avoid the wrath of Haji Afati. My big brother, am I right or am I wrong? On that day, if Haji Afati had laid her hands on Agyapong, would we be alive? At that time, what did you say? You were a minority. An infinitesimal minority. You know, you are very smart. You know about log graphs. You approach zero, but you never get to zero. You are infinitesimal. You could not complain. Like I'm saying, voices like yours come out. That is why you lost your seat. My friend and fellow employee at the free zones, Lawyer Piagubi, for speaking out against Kenofureta, he was poisoned. I didn't say it. He said it himself. He also lost his seat. In fact, in his case, because they knew that an NDC person, he will win the primaries, right? They forcibly threw 2 or 3 people against. They made sure he lost the primaries. So, Dr. Adwagokisi, maybe you are one of those people who were born into the MPP. So you don't know any different. But people like you don't belong to the NPP. Do you know how I know? You know where I'm from? Eh? Do you know where I'm from? No. I'm from Agyapong. So I know what I'm telling you. I know about people who were born into the NPP tradition. But it takes people of fortitude to back that foolishness and decide that this is not something I want to belong to. Do you know why I suffered so much under your government? It's not just what I did, it's because of what I defied.
Family feud.
Yes. It was a family feud. So what I am telling you is something. What I am telling you is something I know about. You see, I don't say anything that anybody can dispute. I said, my brother Philip Landing is sitting here. We have had 25 years ago. I predicted. So if I started a church, maybe by now be a deacon. Because I told him this was going to happen. How do I know? Because I'm privy to their conversations. But maybe at the time, that taught me to think differently and find out if there was any truth to it. You see, the easiest option for somebody like me was just to be followed. Right? To be followed. I would have been perhaps the most prominent engineer in this country right now, because I would have gotten all the contracts at All Africa Games. Stolen enough. Bought myself some Land Cruisers. Right? Had a few new wives. Right? Isn't that what you people do? Steal the money and then you marry new wives. Right? And had, you know, all.
He doesn't do that. He's
That is why he lost his seat.
We're not talking about
Look, I will keep reiterating. I said, minds like yours do not thrive in the NPP. And the few...
in what the NPP has become.
Yes. Let me come to another of the examples. Our big brother Alan Chematin. Alan Chematin stood, hold on.
election violence.
Yes, I'm getting there. Election violence. Let's go to election violence, whether it is internal, whether it is extemporal, whether it is election violence, or die, be die. Alan Chematin stepped aside, and Philip, tell me if I'm lying. Alan Chematin stepped aside for J.A. Kufuor to become the presidential candidate. Right? He stepped aside for a reason, because he respected party tradition. Do you think, knowing what he knows today, he would have stepped aside? Would you have advised him to step aside for J.A. Kufuor, given what he knew when he was in poor position to become the presidential candidate? Look at what has happened to him. Look at the disrespect that whipper slappers, to quote my auntie Sophia Kufu, whipper slappers in Patrick Kaka, they insulted him. Meanwhile, Alan Chematin is the one who gave you people the youth vote in the 2000 election because of MPTech. You see, I've told you, me, I have the receipts. So if you want to have the conversation, I can let you have it. I can speak to you about it. If you like, let Uncle Kwesi say, you and I should sit here and discuss our contemporary political history for the whole day. And I'll give you dates, times, places. You cannot tell me that what Sam George went through is any different from what Hawa Kumsin supposed. Hawa Kumsin went to Ablekuma North with pepper spray. Has anybody sprayed pepper spray into your eyes before? Did Sam George spray pepper spray? When we have the police commandant putting tanks in police armored vehicles, in the Ablekuma North case, did you see any such thing? Why did you fail to mention that the perpetrators of the Ablekuma North case have been tried? Did that escape you? Have they been tried or not? Who has been tried in the Sam George case? You see, Dr. Admagu Kisi, You are a fine medical professional. I always tell you, your father saved. You see, I'm learning from Bakosi Pratt. You know when he tells you that you are his very good friend, and you know something is about to happen. So you see, I keep telling you that tales of what you do in your constituency go far and wide.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that is what gives you validation.
Correct.
Not that moribund political authority that you imbibe. And indeed, if they ever select you for any seat, don't go. Because your thought processes won't change. Right? You will never change. You will never be one of them. Because you have independent thought. In your look, the SY General Secretary, Nana Hinito. You know he's also my uncle, right?
Canadian man.
No, he's my uncle, right? He's my uncle. Okay. I once had an engagement with him when I told him that his party people behave like lemmings. They will all jump off the cliff with their leader. At Joy FM. He was very upset. He even reported me to my mom.
Then
He and my mom are cousins. They are from like, I'm telling you, you can ask him. So recently, not even months, I spoke to him on the phone. I asked him, was I right or was I wrong? He started laughing at me. Look at the way you treated him. Because he had a point of view. He was given the authority to head a committee to file a report about political violence in your party. When he finished the report, Joe Wise came up with a minority report. And your party upheld the minority report. What a party. And you believe in democracy? My friend, let me stop here.
Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.